Well, hello. Joined today by Danny McMahon, who's taking part in this year's Nashville Meets London Music Festival. Danny, welcome to Filthy Hog.
Thank you very much for having me.
How does a boy from Bristol end up as sort of climbing the tree of the country music ladder?
Yeah, so basically I was made aware of sort of modern country music by a friend of mine who sort of produces my stuff now, actually, and plays guitar for me in my band as well. And he showed me Letter to Me by Brad Paisley. It was a specific song, and I kind of went, oh wow, this is what I've been looking for, but I didn't really know it existed. It was sort of that blend of those that big guitar sound, but with beautiful melodies and lyrics that really meant something. I think it was a combination of all those things, being the guitarist growing up as well. I think it was sort of him that made me sort of really reach into it, and you know, as we all know, it sort of becomes an addiction from point onwards. Very much. So that was it really. In terms of my journey as a musician, I was started off as a writer. So I did some commercial writing for Paramount when I was younger, and as a sort of an understudy writer, and I was working with a guy that written with like Blake Shelton and all that kind of stuff, and he did some stuff with Taylor Swift as well. So I was sort of learnt about it that way, and how it was written, how it was produced, and all that kind of stuff. So as I say, there was more and more artists that were sort of coming to me, do you want to write this? Then I got a nudge and was like, you know, I never thought it would be credible. You see me doing it, doing my. I wasn't sure if people it wasn't so much people in the UK, but it was more the American market, and wondering whether they would take me seriously over there. And that was one of the first things that actually came up. I went to a Springboard festival in San Diego, sort of 2 months after I released my first record. And I had to stand in the middle of a room of basically 20 industry people and sort of deliver them this song, and they were just like, we didn't even know this existed in the UK. But they really liked it. And it sort of all spurred on from there, really. So I had sort of managed to settle my confidence, you know, relatively early in the process, which was nice, because it's always scary when you're doing something new and different.
Absolutely. And country music's sort of not new, but it's growing in the UK, the popularity.
Massively so.
How do you find performing in the US versus the UK then? What's that?
Yeah, it's interesting, really. I mean, like for me, the reactions are relatively similar. I mean, my stuff is obviously influenced by the American guys, more so than sort of having that sort of British folk thing that some of the British artists do have. So for me, that is always somewhere that I'm looking to go as an artist, because I think sort of in terms of the market that's out at the moment, it's kind of suited in that direction. But I was really surprised by the reaction I had in the UK, and sort of being able to sort of develop a dedicated, you know, fan base of people that are coming out to the shows. And so, you know, I mean, some of the festivals, you know, you got, I mean, Buckle and Boots again this year was superb. They've got a great vibe going up there, and also at London here as well. Like, I've got a sort of a core group of guys that always come out to every single show, which is great. So
nice to have your own groupies.
Yeah, for sure.
So your third EP was out in May.
Correct.
Yeah. Boys Cry 2.
Yeah.
Quite an emotional set of songs on that.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a deliberate thing. I didn't sort of set out to kind of go, all right, let's make a record that's gonna, you know, make everyone blubber. That wasn't kind of the concept. It was just sort of where I was at the time. I think again it goes back to that level of confidence, I think, that I had in it, sort of to go, all right, you know what, I found who I am. This is what I am as far as country music is concerned. You know, I am a very emotional person, especially as far as being a male is concerned, and that's where sort of the concept of Boys Cry 2 came from. I was like, do you know what, I'm ready now, like, and enough people have sort of told me that they like what I'm doing, and I was like, okay, here it is, this is the real me. Fingers crossed, you know.
And what sort of message would you hope that the listeners get out of that?
For me, it's the response that I've had from particularly men that have listened to that record as well. That was very much what I wanted to sort of portray, and the song "Boys Cry Too" anyway, was that it was that concept and notion of male mental health is something that is talked about but not in enough detail for me. And I thought, okay, that's the message that I really wanted to deliver, and if people can relate to it in some capacity, you've done your job as a songwriter, and that was very much sort of what I was trying to aim for with the whole record, really.
Okay. Well, I think you've hit the mark.
Thank you.
Hit the mark there. Certainly. So we've seen you pop up at gigs sort of throughout the country this year.
Yeah.
Part of Nashville Meets London this week.
Yeah.
What's next for Danny?
Yeah. So we've got the British Country Music Festival coming up in Blackpool. We are going to Sweden soon as well to play live at Heart. And then we're in America as well, and then we've got Millport Festival, so it's all sort of all over the place, basically. Yeah.
And any new music coming up?
What's that, sorry?
Any new music?
Yeah, the new music's going to be sort of towards the end of this year, start of next year.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so we're at Pizza Express Live. I can hear the commotion in the background. Where you're performing this evening.
Yeah.
So Filthy Hog, we combine country music and barbecue.
Yes.
What's your favourite barbecue?
Oh, it's got to be some good ribs, man. They're hard to come by,
they are,
but if you find the right ones, it's good.
Marvellous. Okay, quick fire round.
Yeah.
Let's start with airline special, chicken or beef?
It's got to be chicken for me.
Okay. Who's on repeat on your Spotify playlist at the moment?
It'll be Sam Hunt at the moment.
Brilliant. Biscuits or chocolate?
Biscuits for me.
Okay. Country hero you'd like to perform with? Dead or alive?
Keith Urban.
Okay, excellent. And London or Nashville?
It's got to be Nashville. It's got to be Nashville, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Danny, fantastic. You've been a star. Thank you very much.
No worries.
So you can follow Danny on all his socials. We'll put the link somewhere on the screen. And you can catch Danny Nashville nights in a few days. Newport in Scotland, Sweden if you happen to be there. Blackpool for the British Country Music Festival. And if you make it to Nashville, he'll be there too.
I will do.
That's fantastic. You've been watching Filthy Hog. Stay hungry.